So, you want a high-paying job at a cool tech company, but hate coding and don't want to do anything technical? Well, you've come to the right spot. I found some that can pay close to $1 million. So without further ado, here are 6-figure tech jobs without coding. Hey everyone, my name is Hisham Khan and welcome to Income Over Outcome, your go-to source for all the college and career resources that you need. Now, it's no secret that big tech pays big bucks. It's not uncommon for software engineers at large tech companies to earn well over $300,000. But if you're like me and are horrible at technical stuff, you can still get that super high tech salary. And I have options for everybody, whether you're into the more business side of things or more creative. So before I get into it, take a second to comment your guesses for what jobs are on this list. I'm super curious to see if any of you can get it right. First up, we have strategy jobs. With these jobs, you work for the business development department of a company to help them figure out how to reach their goals. So let's say you work for YouTube and their goal is to grow their users by 20%. The business development department would do a bunch of research into all the different ways to grow and create the best plan to move forward. Maybe they find out they need to build a new product, YouTube Shorts. Then they would work with whatever teams they need to implement that strategy. To be successful in strategy, you need to have really strong critical thinking skills to be able to analyze problems and come up with solutions to them. But you also have to be a solid communicator because you're going to be working with a bunch of different types of people on different teams. Now, high-paying strategy roles are easier to get the more experience you have. So if you want one of these jobs, you need to get strategy experience. One of the most common ways people land strategy roles at big tech companies is by switching over to tech from consulting, which you might be familiar with if you keep up with my channel because it's actually the job that I have. I speak about it in a ton of my videos. Consulting is all about working for different clients every few months and solving different business problems for them. So the skills you gain as a consultant are really valuable to tech companies when it comes to strategy. Now, I totally get it if you don't want to go the consultant route. There's a few different ways you can get into tech strategy, and one of them is to start off as a business analyst, which is basically an entry-level business development role. And then you can work your way up into a true strategy role. For those of you still in school, you have a few options of different degrees that can set you up really well for strategy jobs. In general, things that give you the skills I spoke about earlier, like analytical skills, critical thinking, and communication are what you want. So degrees like business degrees focused on analytics, operations research management, or management information systems are some really good options. And of course, I've already talked about those in some of my other videos, so you should definitely check them out if you're interested in them. Strategy is one of those jobs that not many people talk about, but almost every single big company has some sort of strategy job available because that's how companies make sure they're constantly innovating and growing, which is also why strategy can earn you some big bucks. At Microsoft, for example, people in strategy can earn close to $300,000. If the business side of things doesn't sound super appealing to you, one more creative option is design. Of course, there's graphic design and web design, both of which are some good options. But for the purposes of this video, I want to focus on user experience design. UX designers outline exactly how an app or website should look and flow to create the best possible experience for the people using that app. All of the annoying updates you see on apps like Instagram and TikTok, where they add a new button or move around how things are laid out, probably happened because of someone on the user experience design team. User experience designers do a ton of research to figure out what exactly people using apps truly want. So they might do things like interviews and surveys. Then they go through a ton of different phases of design before things are actually implemented. It can be a long and pretty tedious process. However, you won't be the actual person making changes into the system, so you don't have to know anything about coding. But you're going to be working closely with those software engineering teams to make sure they build exactly what you need them to. So you need to have some technical knowledge to be able to communicate with them effectively in the technical terms that they use. After all, it would be a bit facetious to expect to work in tech without having any real knowledge about tech. Overall though, it's a great job if you want to do something a bit creative and also make bank. At Amazon, people in user experience design can earn into the mid $300,000. Who said that being creative doesn't pay well? If you want more cool videos on high-paying jobs, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. That's the only way I know that you're enjoying my videos and want more. One of the highest paying tech careers that combines both business and creativity is marketing. I mean, think about it. It doesn't matter if you have an absolutely amazing product. If you don't know how to get it in front of people and get them interested in it, there's no way you're going to make any money. Marketing literally makes the economy go round and can make or break a company, which is exactly why you can earn a lot of dough if you become an expert at it. A lot of people don't realize how much truly goes into marketing. You have creative teams which come up with the ads you see on TV. Then you have analytical teams who figure out what people should be targeted for ads and how you could target them. And other teams which are responsible for actually launching ads and tracking how they perform. In general, marketing in tech pays really well, but as you become more experienced, you're going to have to niche down your skills into one of the things I just spoke about. And that's where the real money comes in. Either way, one of the most important skills to be successful in marketing are analytical skills, especially early on in your career. Marketing teams have a ton of data to deal with, from customer demographics to social media activity and so much more. They have to comb through all that data to build the perfect marketing campaigns. And one of the companies that does it best is Netflix. At Netflix, marketing managers with just 7 years of experience can earn over $315,000. That's more than most doctors. Now, if you thought the salaries I just spoke about are high, you might want to brace yourself. These next few jobs pay an absolutely ridiculous amount of money. The first of which are product managers. I've spoken about product management in a few of my other videos because they're one of the most important jobs at a tech company. Behind engineers, of course. They're responsible for owning an entire product from start to finish. Now, product is just a fancy word to describe whatever a tech company is selling. Product managers work to organize all the teams involved in building a product to make sure it's built properly and on time. A real simple example is the iPhone. I mean, think about it. There's so much that goes into building this little thing, from the hardware on the outside like the screen to the chip on the inside and all of the software like the iOS in here and the actual apps that Apple makes. Each of those things is built by totally different teams, so you need someone there to help them all organize and work together, which is exactly what product managers do. They'll outline exactly what each team needs to get done and make sure there's reasonable deadlines, holding them accountable to get things done on time. Product managers constantly check in on each team and help solve big problems that might prevent the product from launching on time. Overall, it can be a pretty high stakes role. It's really important that you're an expert in whatever product you're working on. So if you're on Apple's iPhone team, you have to know everything that goes into building an iPhone, but also everything about the consumers who buy iPhones and what they want. Most of your time would be spent in meetings with all the teams you work with. So some of the most important skills you can have are communication and leadership skills. But to truly excel, you also have to be good at planning and problem solving. Since the role is so involved, it's no surprise that product managers rack in big bands. At Microsoft, product manager pay starts at $165,000 and it can go all the way up to a whopping $782,000. That's over 11 times the average American income. Now, if your strength is being sociable, talking to people, and building relationships, one of the best tech jobs you can get is tech sales. People in tech sales usually work with outside companies to get them to buy their company's product. So a salesperson at Microsoft might be responsible for getting a large Fortune 500 company to start using Microsoft Teams or get on Outlook for their emails. One of the most appealing things is that you're paid for your performance. So at most tech companies, you actually get paid a percentage of whatever sales you make. At Microsoft, people starting out in tech sales earn just over 6 figures. But as you get more experienced and sell more products, the pay skyrockets, with some people at Microsoft earning around $800,000. Let me know which one of these jobs sounded most interesting to you. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out incomeoveroutcome.com. Before you click off, be sure to check out one of my other videos. I'll see you next time, but until then, peace.